Imagine surviving the worst hatred humanity can create and then discovering that the people who survived alongside you are now afraid of what you might become. Welcome to your new life. You're Magneto. You're just a boy when the soldiers come. You're standing with your family herded through iron gates into a place called Auschwitz. You remember the smoke. You remember the way your mother's hand slipped out of yours. You remember standing at the edge of a pit, watching guards raise their rifles, and something inside you screams. The metal of their guns trembles. For one impossible second, the bullets bend. But you're only a child and you don't understand what you are yet. And the trembling isn't enough to save the people you love. You survive. That word will haunt you forever because survival always costs someone else's life. You walk out of that place with nothing but ash in your lungs and a single certainty burned into your bones. Hatred cannot be reasoned with. You saw where reason ends. It ends in a pit. Years pass. You find fragments of a life. You fall in love with a woman named Magda, and for a while you almost believe in happiness. Then a mob takes your daughter from you, and in your grief your power erupts, tearing a village apart. Magda flees from you in terror, and there it is again, the oldest lesson of your life. Even the people closest to you will fear what you are. Then one day you meet a man who doesn't. His name is Charles Xavier. You meet him in Israel, two young men arguing philosophy late into the night. He's brilliant, warm, infuriatingly hopeful. He believes humans and mutants can live together. You want to believe it too. For a brief, shining time, you two dream the same dream, imagining a future where children like your lost daughter never have to be afraid. But you know something Charles doesn't. You've seen the fences, you've smelled the smoke, and when you finally show him the tattooed numbers on your arm, you see the exact moment your paths split. Charles wants to build a bridge. You want to build a fortress because you already know how the story ends when your people have no power to protect themselves. So you become Magneto. You forge a helmet, not for show, but to keep telepaths out of your mind, even Charles. You command magnetism itself, bending steel like it's clay, lifting submarines from the ocean, tearing weapons from the hands of anyone who threatens mutantkind. You gather the frightened and the furious and call them your brotherhood, and the world learns your name the way you always intended, with fear. Charles builds his school. His X-Men stand against you again and again. You fight them across rooftops and battlefields, and every time part of you aches because you're fighting the only man who ever saw you as human. You tell yourself he's naive. You tell yourself the world will prove you right. And then the world builds Sentinels, enormous machines designed for one purpose, hunting mutants. You watch giant metal hands close around children who did nothing but be born different. And you feel that same scream from the pit rising in your throat. This is what you warned them about. This is why you can never lay down your weapons. You try to build a homeland. You claim an island nation called Genosha, offering mutants a place where they never have to run. For one glorious moment, you rule a country of your own people, standing on a balcony watching your kind live free. And then the Sentinels come and Genosha burns, and you're left standing in the ashes of yet another home, surrounded by the dead you swore to protect. Survival always costs someone else's life. But something strange happens across all these years. When the world truly ends, when reality itself is threatened, you find yourself standing beside the X-Men instead of against them. You lead mutants when there's no one else strong enough. You bury Charles when he dies. You even join his school, trying in your own bitter way to teach children the future he believed in. And that's the contradiction you can never escape. You spent your life trying to protect mutants from becoming victims. And sometimes you became the monster that created new ones. You wanted to save your people, and sometimes you terrified them. You are the survivor and the executioner wearing the same helmet. Now you're older, You stand on the island of Krakoa, a mutant nation reborn, watching your kind thrive at last. And Charles is there beside you, still dreaming, still forgiving you. The two old men who never stopped arguing and never stopped loving each other. And the question that has followed you since that pit finally stares back at you. Does survival mean becoming stronger than your enemies forever? Or can strength at last be used to build the world you once wished had existed? You lift your hand. The metal rises. And for the first time, you wonder if you're building a fortress or a home,